Alright, today I'm going to show you how to do a rust repair. Now this is only going to be like a temporary fix, this ain't going to be permanent. Now a permanent rust repair, here's a close up look. This is what we've got just bubbling on the surface here. I need to get that out, pick that out. Just what we need to do is be careful of this edge though, because you can see that when the door's shut, so we only want to make sure we go up to the edge. And I've done a rust repair in here before in a couple of these sections. That's why you see that bit of flaky paint, but we're going to have to remove all this crap on the top. And what I've got here is a drill. Got this drill, don't worry about what any drill will do. Cordless or not cordless, like, you know, household power. And I've got these carbide burrs here, and we're going to use one of these. I think I might use this one. All I'll do is shut it up. These are shanks that go in the drill, and they remove rust and that really good. I do have other tools. I'll show you how these work. Now you want a rag for a start, and all you want to do is just do it really careful. And what the purpose is all we're doing is removing the old rust, the surface stuff, like as you've seen, and we're going to protect this edge too, because we don't want to go getting into that edge. And I've got some touch-up paint for it, and what we're going to do is remove it. I'm going to put some epoxy primer on it, and then I'm going to put some primer on it, like 2K primer, 2K epoxy automotive primer, and then I'm going to put some 2K high fill primer on it, and then we're going to put the paint on top with a brush. So what I've got to do is at the moment is just get all that stuff off, because if we don't clean all this rust out, we're not actually going to help the cause. Like if we just put some primer over this now, it'll get moisture in it, and that will cause it to bubble up again. So what you got to do is, these carbide burrs are great for this, to remove this stuff, but you just got to go very slow, because we don't want to go putting holes in it. So it's all about taking your time. And a clean rag works perfect too. Just because you don't want to go, when you're grinding that stuff off, like, you know, because we got this surface pretty good, and we're not making a mess of it either. But what I mean is, like, you know, the key is when you do rust repairs on a car like this, because we're not going to, like, if this was, we're going to restore a car, and we was going to fully respray the car, well, what you do is we'd cut this section out. We'd get a grinder, we'd cut it across here, we'd cut that square out, we'd weld a new piece in, and then we'd grind it all flush and smooth, even with this die grinder bit. And if it had a bit of a low spot in it, we'd use some lead instead of body filler. But you can use body filler, but I prefer, I haven't got a lot of experience of lead, but if you ever do a rust repair and it's in an area where it can flex, lead is definitely a must, because if you don't use lead, it will end up cracking if it's got bog in it, and this will, and then when it cracks, your whole paintwork's going to be all shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. That's what I don't like about body filler. It can't flex. It will crack over time, over a long period of time. The body filler will crack. So you can't do nothing about it. Now, the good things of these carbide burrs here is we've got round ones, little balls and stuff, where we can use to you know, get up here. So what you do is, we'll just change it. These ones are very expensive too. I think they were $200 and something new. I mean, to look at them you think they're junk, but they're very good. So, and that's all you need to do. And you just Right, now we've got majority of it out, we can see what's going on here. You have to, we'll have to sand this. I'll get some real coarse sandpaper after I finish this carbide burr. As you can see, that's all rust particle on it. And alright, we've got the prime here. I've got some epoxy primer, and I've got some 2K high fill primer. I've got a couple little disposable cups, because I'm only going to need a few drips of each for the job what we're going to need, but I'm going to have to put in a cup. And I just got some touch up brushes. I've got some paint, just some, this is the paint for it, and the spray can. You don't want to go trying to brush the paint on, you're going to make a mess of it, but with the prime we're going to do it. So first of all, you need to get some wax and grease remover. So I've got the wax and grease remover here. Get yourself a rag. And what we'll do is we'll go over to the car. And we're just going to wipe it over. Wax and grease remover. Where the spot. This is a rust inhibitor. It's as you can see, I did read the product statement of it, what's in it. I can't think of I think it's got zinc and stuff in it, in that. And this is the 2K high fill primer, which is to protect that and stop moisture from getting in, because when moisture gets in, that's what causes the rust. So yeah, once I go to get this mixed up in a little cup, because I'm only going to put a few drips in of the primer and a few drips into the hardener, and then we'll just mix them in the cup and we'll touch it up. And I'll just clean this up properly, and when I'm ready to mix up the primer, I'll show you that. Alright, I've just mixed up some of that Sickens primer. That's what I've got going on here at the moment, just mixing it in. It's 2 to 1 too, so like I probably put in 20 drops of primer and 10 drops of hardener. That makes it 2 to 1. So how 2 to 1 works, if on your measuring paint mixing cups, you'll see the ratio. Every paint's different, and what you got to do is we'll make sure this is mixed properly too. Because you know, a lot of people make mistakes when they mix hardener up with primer and that, is they never bloody mix it properly. You always should make sure you mix it in properly. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to mix in. I only need a tiny little bit too. You know, you wouldn't use a little mini touch-up spray gun or anything to do something like this, because you have this shit everywhere. So the only way to do it when you're doing these little touch-ups is by hand, and when I go to spray the colour on, that's the only time I'll be using that spray can. Alright, now what we want to do is you don't want to go putting too much on. So all you want to do is brush this really careful. Because this will protect it from rusting. And you got to do this in the same leather. Same leather bits of body. Primer here. Got another little cup and a clean brush. Oh, carefully see that there. Right, all we need to do is stir in the primer with the hardener. Do the same as what we did previously with it. This is a 2K high build primer, or high fill. That's what this one is. I do have a white primer or grey. I've chose to use the grey. I was going to use the white, but I went with the grey instead. It's pretty toxic, this stuff too. So we just want to mix it in as quickly as possible. But what I want to do is just mix this in. Now this is just going to act as a shield against moisture and rust protection. See, new cars when they come out, you got the bare metal, and then you got this epoxy primer, and then you got the 2K primer, and then you got the paint, and then you've got the clear coat going over the paint, which is 2K paint. It's all boring. It's like, and all you got to do is you got to remember when you're putting this stuff on, we don't want to put it on so it's real thick, and you want to just go one way. The only purpose is putting this on is offer an extra protection from this epoxy primer. So it's not like we're not putting it on there for any other purpose, but just to seal it with the paint when the paint goes over this. That's the only purpose why we're putting this on it. And then after that, like, just go backwards and forwards if you can. And once this dries, in about 20 minutes, we'll come back and we'll hit it with the spray can. Alright, you've got the paint mixed up. The primer's already been on there for a good, probably, how long would I say? Good 25 minutes, I'll give it to dry. Okay, what we need to do is, I've already checked the spray paint quickly, and what we need to do is just do a very light coat, just like that. That's all we want to do, and leave it to dry. And what we'll do is, we'll give that 15 minutes, probably a good 10 minutes to dry, because we only want that real light coat on it. Wait for it to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll give it another go. Alright, we've got the second coat now. I'm in a well ventilated area too. So we'll just that's it. That's the second coat. We'll give it a couple more and we'll call it a day. Alright, we've had the can sit in the sun. Make sure I don't get that shit everywhere. Yeah, I've had the can sit in the sun. This is the third coat, and this will be the last coat. So all we want to do is that's it. That's it. We'll just leave it to dry, and we'll call it a day. And then once it dries out, I'll put that strip back on it that goes across here. That covers all that up. And also this tape, what I've got on here, I'll show you now. I've got it masked up underneath, but what I've got is an edge folded under it so it doesn't put a paint line on the body. You've probably seen that. The reason why it's sitting up like that is I've got it so you don't get a masking mark. I'll quickly show you how to do that. Get your piece of tape. All you have to do is get your hands. Whoops. Not supposed to do it like that, but you're looking at it. All you have to do is just fold over about that much of the tape on the back of it. and when you go to put it on the car, the paint won't travel, it won't be able to, overspray won't get under it. So if you had it like that, there's no hard edge, you see what I mean, under it. And that's how you do that. And yeah, that's it for the touch-up paint on the rust repairs. This is how I do it, and you can do it many different ways. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, share, comment, and have a great day.